A lot of thought and creativity to make this day and this moment special for you. So thank you to them for all their work. Okay, move on to Henry. Henry, let him have it.
First heard that I received it helps. When I first heard that I received the honor of giving this speech, I was elated. So elated that I got celebratory drunk. Then I got scared drunk. Then I got depressed drunk. Then I got angry drunk. Which is the most controversial of emotion-based drinking. But this mid-afternoon awards ceremony isn't about me. It's about the children. Specifically, those born between the years 1991 to 1992 and who are currently graduating from the Latin School of Chicago, as well as other awards recipients, but specifically seniors. And I'm scared of them. All of them. They're too tall and too confident. It's always, let's do this sport, or hooray for pep rallies, or isn't socializing fun? It's embarrassing for me, because I don't get into confident mode too often, and when I do, it usually doesn't work out. I'll give you examples. I was going to propose to Chloe Collis. It's not important why, but I did. I tore out a tiny piece of paper out of my notebook and folded it into a ring, classy, got it on me, and said, "Will you marry me, Kelly?" I have to remember that getting the person's name right is like one of the most important things on the marriage proposal checklist. Right alongside getting the person's name right, right alongside making sure you're proposing to the right person and speaking English. Or at my first Model UN conference in downtown Chicago. It was the It was the last day of the conference, and everyone was allowed to go up in front of the committee and say or do something funny, like professing their love for the committee chairs, rapping, etc. I want to go up there, and I try to get Julia Welsh to go up with me, but she refuses. So I stride up there, and I grab the microphone with so much confidence that you know I'm going to just fail. And I say, "You know, the people of Norway have a traditional harvest dance called the Jorgenfløjten. Would you like me to perform this?" And you just hear these wild cheers like, "Yeah!" And for the first time, 3 thoughts go into my head. A, I don't dance. B, even if I did dance, I don't know how to do the Jorgenfløjten. And C, there is no dance called the Jorgenfløjten. So after they're done cheering, I pause, and there's silence in the hall for like 20 seconds. And then I say, "Would you like to see it again?" Do you know what it's like to hear the collective haunts of over 200 people and have that directed at you? It doesn't exactly raise the old self-esteem. But freshman year was heady for other reasons besides mass embarrassment. I had just arrived from Anshiamet and I knew no one. That is, of course, not counting the 10 other people from Anshiamet who I told never to speak to me again, because if anyone asks, I'm saying that I am a member of the Church of the United Brethren of Christ, and that I would be totally up for a game of polo. Little did I know how many Jews actually go to this school. It's basically Anshiamet with Christmas decorations. Anyways, I spent that first year very much in a bubble, content to talk with my classmates, but unwilling to take that extra step of human contact outside of the occasional chit-chat. In fact, I was so oblivious that it was much to my surprise when I learned that not everybody was so cautious. That in fact, not only were others eager to talk to one another, but they often did so after school and on the weekends. I was astounded. You mean they don't just go home at 3:20 and immediately start their homework? No, Henry. You mean they don't just spend Friday nights watching Sex and the City reruns on You mean that when they say party at so-and-so's house, that doesn't mean party in so-and-so's house pending email confirmations from their parents or legal guardians? No, Henry. After that, my parents just gave up. Now, I have matured a bit, but it has been a bumpy road, especially during sophomore year, when I thought I was being bullied by a 7th grader. I'm not gonna name names, Blake Weston, but a certain 7th grader, Blake Weston, in the locker room, Laura. Would come up to me in the locker room, attempting to hug me while incessantly shouting, "Hey, best friend, hey!" I was freaked out. But now I understand that it was all in good fun. And the joke's on, Blake Weston. I sold the rights to the story to the Lifetime Network, where they will be making an original movie about it, which will be called Hugs Without Consent.